Hello, everyone. Emily May here. We are here in Oklahoma at Tussle in Tulsa, and I am here with Anna Lynn. How are you doing?
I'm doing so good. Thank you for asking.
So this is your debut here at Mission Pro Wrestling. How does that feel?
I am really excited. It's my first show back after being out of wrestling for almost 3 years, and just to come back here in such a supportive environment, it's been fantastic so far, and I can't wait for the show.
We're all very excited about the show today. So talk about why this is 2 years. You've been gone for 2 years, and you took some time off to be a mom.
Yes, in those 2 years I've had 2 babies and stuff. So I have 3 boys at home, and yeah, so that's the time I took off for having one baby. Then COVID happened, so took some time off from that. Started getting ready to come back again when I found out I was pregnant with my last one. So yeah, I'm finally my youngest is 2 months old. I was ready to get back in it, and here we are.
Well, it's so exciting. We're excited you're here, debuting with Mission Pro, and you're going to be our ring announcer today. And so talk about your experience and journey in the wrestling industry. You've taken some time off, but talk about your past experiences.
I've actually been around wrestling since I was 6 years old. My father was a wrestler, so I kind of grew up in it. I started doing stuff on my own. When I turned 16, I started out kind of managing and valeting and doing that. And then I started ring announcing about 10 years ago. And I ring announced for a couple different companies, and then I started doing just strictly management and valet, which is really fun. And then in between those times is when I kind of took off to have each of my kids, and I've trained to do wrestling too. But it's so funny because it seems like every time I train to get in the ring, that's when I end up pregnant and having another kid. So I'm just like, maybe I should just stick with ring announcing for a little bit longer.
So you're sticking with ring announcing. So talk about that. There's many wrestling moms out there, right, that balance it all. And how is that? Because it's such a journey to do all of that.
To put it lightly, it's hard because it's hard to find that balance, hard to you're sometimes you can bring your kids with you and everything, and that kind of makes it a little bit easier, but then you're still kind of focusing on, okay, what are my kids doing right now, and you still have to focus on your work. And then, or like in my position today, I have all my boys all at home with a babysitter and stuff. So then of course I'm here and I'm worrying about them at home too and stuff. And your kids are your responsibility. So you kind of feel bad too about just leaving home, when you're going on the road and stuff. And my boys, especially my oldest, has been going to shows with me since he was 2 weeks old. I've carried him with me to shows and stuff. So they're into it just as much as I was when I was a kid. So sometimes I have to deal with the backlash of, why didn't you take me with you?
So all your boys love wrestling, it seems like.
Oh my gosh, yes. There's even people on the show that with us tonight that can contest to the fact that my kids love wrestling. It's their entire bedrooms are done in it. That's all the scenes, what's on TV all the time. It's all wrestling in my house. It really is.
I love that. Do they have any favorite wrestlers? They're watching Mission Pro? Do they like Thunder Rosa?
Oh, they do like Thunder Rosa. Chandler Hawkins is one of my oldest favorites. Oh gosh, Erica is one of my oldest favorites and stuff. Of course, there's some on TV. My oldest is a huge fan of like Darby Allin and of course John Cena, and they're best friends.
Of course, right? It's just their one room decorated John Cena.
It used to be, but it isn't anymore. We've branched out our taste. So we've got like a room full. It's funny because I have these baskets that stack up in my kids' room, and as they grow, the baskets grow in height. And I swear my kid has over 200 wrestling figures, and that's maybe underestimating. It's full.
That's amazing. Well, they're definitely going to collect more.
Oh, yes.
So what happens when you tell your kiddos, like, hey, Mama's gonna go work, I'm gonna go do a show? What's their reaction? Are they super supportive? Do you tell them like everything that goes on?
Oh yeah, I usually talk to them the whole time I'm there. Usually when I first tell them, it's like, oh, can I go with? And then sometimes if it's a new company, I'm like, no, we're gonna stay home. And then it's like, oh, well, is there some way we can watch it at home? And I try to get that set up for them. Otherwise, like I said, sometimes I do bring them with me and stuff, and they're excited about that. And they always one time my kid was was like, can you call me after every single match and tell me who won? And I'm like, but I don't think I could be on my phone that much.
You're like, Mama's busy.
Yeah, so, they're definitely, like I said, they're fans of it. They're interested in it. They want to be there. If they can't, they want to try and be a part of it as much as they possibly can and stuff. And my middle one, he just turned 2 in May, so he's really getting into it now. And it's so funny because they've watched so much of it, too, that they, like, really impersonate in the home. So they shoot their own promos and vignettes, and they do the kicks and the selling and, all that. And I'm just like, oh, I'm doomed.
That's amazing. You're going to have a handful of some future wrestlers in in your future. So how does it feel? We're here in Oklahoma, Mission Pro Wrestling, all-female production. We're here kind of changing the landscape of professional wrestling. How does it feel to be a part of that today?
It feels amazing. Like I said, you said it's, changing the landscape of it, and you really feel it from the legitimateness of all the prepping that they do for you and, every information beforehand. I was amazed just by that. And then, like, to have all these women get together and support each other and really feel like they're there for each other to push everybody forward, in this business. You don't see that often in general, and let alone whenever it's a big group of women like this. And so so far, I'm loving my experience, and everybody's so nice, and like I said, everybody's supportive of each other and ready to push everybody to the next level and thinking about the next level at all turns. And so that's something I can really appreciate.
Well, we can't wait to take it to the next level today. We're excited to have you a part of Tussle in Tulsa. You guys can watch it on Title Match Network. Thank you so much for chatting with me today.